Hello, how are you? My name's Emma, and we're going to be doing some artwork together today. And this term, our theme is resilience. And as an artist, I often have to be resilient. I don't know if you've ever been colouring in a picture or drawing something, and then you go, it's gone wrong, it's no good, I don't like it. Well, artists often get that feeling. But if you're resilient, it means that you kind of push on through those difficulties. And that's why I never throw away any of my artwork, because I know that I can come back to it, draw on top, paint on top, or turn it into something completely different. And today we're going to be drawing, cutting, and collaging. It doesn't matter if you haven't got an artwork already, we can just make one up. I'll show you what we're going to do. So I'm going to point the camera down. So I've started some pieces of artwork here. They didn't really go the way that I wanted them to go. But what I can do is I can draw on top, or I can start with a plain piece of paper. It's absolutely fine. And sometimes you haven't got an idea of what you want to draw. So I like to take a line for a walk. Have you ever taken a line for a walk? You just need a pen. Got to make a decision. What colour? Oh, a nice bright green, I think. And start on your picture and take your line for a walk. See where it goes. Is it going to be a wiggly line? Is it going to be a ziggy-zaggy line? Maybe the line's going to cross over itself backwards and forwards. And we're dividing up our picture now, aren't we? Woo! Oh, there's going to be some loopy bits here, I think. Yay. And I'm going to try and come round, join up where I started. So now I've got all these little windows, all these little boxes, and I can add some colouring, can't I? I think on top of that, you can add pattern, you can just colour in your shapes, whatever you fancy doing. You can use any colours you like, or you can keep it to a theme, can't you? This is a big thick brush. I think I'm going to do some nice sweepy shapes in here. You don't have to think too hard about this bit. Let's just see how the colours go and what happens. Yep. You could start off by using coloured pens, and then you could start adding some pencil as well. That's got a different effect, hasn't it? It's got a different colour and a different look, a different texture. That's what I like to call it. So you can just do whatever you fancy. Maybe you want to draw some rainbows in there. What's your favourite sort of shape to draw? I've got some nice yellows here. Oh, that's just going to be a curvy line. Right, so maybe you take another line to have a walk on your picture as well. Go over the top. Maybe you really like one bit of your picture, you want to highlight it. So anyway, carry on building up all your colour and all your layers until you get an interesting pattern. Maybe something like that. I've coloured mine in. And what I've done on the back is I've kind of drawn a grid with lots of squares on it. Because guess what? The next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut up our artwork. I know that seems a bit weird, doesn't it? Cutting up artworks. But often artists will cut up their artwork and use pieces of it for collage. Or sometimes they might just use something like an old newspaper for collage and put it into their work. There's an artist called John Piper who was famous for cutting up old bits of leaflets, wallpaper, paper bags, things like that, and he used them in his collage. They add interest and in their design, and also they add a bit of texture as well, because all papers feel a bit different, don't they? Right, can you see I'm getting a load of squares here? And once I've finished cutting up all of my squares, do you know what? It doesn't have to be squares. You could cut it in strips, couldn't you? Long, thin lines. And you could do that as well. Or you could do rectangles, whatever makes your life easier or your artwork more interesting. Right, so move that one out of the way. So I've got some nice squares here. I'm going to turn them over. And now it's my job to kind of lay them out into a pattern that I like. So let's see if I can fit them all on this piece of paper. If not, we might have to make a choice who we have in and who we don't. There we are. Ooh, yeah. And you won't remember which order they came in. Oh, quite like this. So now it's your job to start. Look, I don't like that because that actually matches up. I'm going to turn that around. Actually, I might move it so it's completely different. It's your job to start arranging all of your pieces of artwork into a really nice, pleasing pattern. So they're not going to join up like they were, but you can make a choice about how you rearrange them into a new artwork. So that artwork that I started off, I didn't think was very good. Then I scribbled and coloured on top and I changed it. Then I cut it up, rearranged it, and now I've made a new artwork. Does it stop there? Maybe I could draw and paint on top of this as well. It's completely up to you. But you have lots of fun using up some of your old artworks like other artists and cut them up, rearrange them, and see what you can create. Oh, what have we got to do last of all? We've got to stick them down. I've got to go and find my glue stick. It's rolled away. I'll see you later. Bye bye.